What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the MLG Studios here in New York City and our coverage of the WCS America qualifying tournament for a spot in the Premier League. Of course, 8 spots are up for grabs. 7 at this point. We already saw Alicia take down Revival to get the first spot, and now we're trying to find out who's going to get the second. It's best of 3 between Revival and Demuslim. Demuslim just 2-0 J-Dog, but he's down 1-0 against Revival, and Revival is 1 win away. Let's see what happens in Game 2. It's going to be on Belshir Vestige.
Of course, this is a map, we haven't seen it yet today. One of the defining characteristics of this map is the left and right sides. Often Terrans push both on the left and right simultaneously, dropping into Zerg's main while denying the fourth base. And what that can do is very hard for Zerg to spread out and defend both sides of the map appropriately.
All right, here we are in Game 2. Very important for both of these two players. We are in the lower bracket, which means the loser of this best of 3 will be out of this tournament. The winner of this match gaining a spot in the Premier League of WCS America Season 1. In the top left-hand location, we have our blue Terran player who's currently down 0-1. He must win 2 in a row. He is representing Team Evil Geniuses. He is Demuslim. His opponent in the bottom right-hand location of Belshir Vestige is the red Zerg player, also representing Team Evil Genius, representing Team Evil Geniuses. He is 1 win away from closing out his opponent and getting a spot in WCS America Season 1, of course, in the Premier League. He is Revival.
Demuslim not going for that 2 racks like he did in game number 2 against J-Dong. Perhaps it's something he prefers to do on Cloud Kingdom. Of course, this map, I'm not sure if you can do a 3 Bronco wall, and I think you actually may be able to, or may take a 4th building to wall in that natural. Of course, to be along the diagonal line between those two points, right where there's a unit being sent to right now. Of course, that's actually the Overlord being built right now by Revival, or the drone, wanting to check out for potential proxies. Then decides it's going to build a spawning pool with it instead.
I don't want to walk all the way over to the natural. I'm just going to make a spawning pool so I get some attacking units. A gas coming up soon after, so it looks like, I would say it looks like a speed opening, but, you know, last game, Revival was saying, you know, I just want to make roaches this game, and it worked out for him.
It did. It worked out really, really well. Demuslim, though, may be thinking, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. Double shame on me, because I shouldn't lose to the same thing twice in a row. But,
is that how it goes?
It's how it goes in Demuslim's mind.
Okay.
Right. So he's going to be sending the Reaper out, and this time I think he's going to be a lot more attentive in his scouting. He might try to keep peeking into main to stay around there long enough to notice if Zerging speed is started or not, and how far along it is, because that's something you really want to keep an eye on. Usually they do use the gas on speed, but you can't always assume it, as we saw last game. Sometimes it's used on that roaches. And they can be to devastating effect.
All right, we see the Reaper sneaking into the main base of Revival, doing some damage to those drones, not getting any kills just yet. Of course, scouting the gas and honestly delaying the gas mining a little bit, but no, he's going to have 100, plenty enough to start speed, so Revival is going to be going for speed in this game, and the Reaper going to scurry out of there. Demuslim going to be very on top of his Reaper scouting this game. Again, doesn't want the same thing to happen as last game. Revival has to be careful with these slow lanes. Of course, off creep, not so good against those Reapers. The Queen going to be coming forward to help out, and everything fairly standard at this point.
It is definitely very standard. Demuslim, he was able to notice Zerging speed was started to be researched, so that's usually a little helpful tip. I mean, of course, you could cancel and do something crazy, but that's a little bit less usual. Demuslim doing the same follow-up, of course, the very fast 3rd CC. You really want to do that when you open Reapers to take advantage of the map control they give you. And it's not like... It's not really risky in the sense that you will lose that. You can do the 3rd CC and still hold the road rush fine.
Yes. As
long as you scout it soon enough. The reason Demuslim lost last game wasn't because of the 3rd CC, was because he didn't see that attack
until it was at his front door, quite literally. And in a map like Neoplanet S, it's a pretty short rush distance.
It is.
So, you know, Belshir Vestige, much longer than Neoplanet S, so Demuslim would have more room to deal with that potential attack. Now, if you're what do you see Revival going for in this game? Are we going to see another heavy pressure type build early on in the game, or do you think he's going to go for a more macro-oriented game?
Well, he's going for that third CC, taking his drones off gas after he gets Zergling speed. Typically, this third CC build, you follow it up with Roach play. And the reason why it's important to do that is because you can kind of assume the Terran's going to be going Hellions and Reapers. And without the Roaches, it's pretty expensive to defend 2 different locations.
Don't tell that to
Jaedong.
Don't tell that to Jaedong when Drax live.
Jaedong will do what he pleases, of course.
Of course, it worked for him.
Yes.
If you weren't here, Daybreak, Game 1, Demuslim versus Jaedong. Jaedong had a brilliant flank on Demuslim's Hellions and Reapers. Of course, interestingly enough, Jaedong went on to lose that game. But that might show just how powerful Demuslim becomes as the game gets later. We have some Lings sneaking by this squad of Hellions and Reapers, sprinting right into the natural expansion, and this is not the best start here for Demuslim. Don't want this happening.
No, it's not. This is, of course, why some players... Oh, actually got a lot of speedings there. I still think the attack was definitely worth it. 2 mules had to be pulled off for quite a long time off the mineral line. He killed 1 or 2 Hellions, I believe. Just 1, actually. And a lot of mine time was lost as well. So a very successful little bit of a counter stab by Revival. Also, very importantly, it bought him more time from this harass. And that means his creep spread has really progressed more than it normally would. Demuslim's looking to deny that creep spread. But that vision is not just the units move faster, but he can keep much better track of where the Hellions and Reapers are at any given point in time.
So we see Revival foregoing the Roach Warren like his Evil Genius's teammate Jaedong. Instead, going for the double evolution chambers, starting up with the 1-1 upgrades for those Speedlings, going up to layer as we speak. So going to be relying on Speedlings, Spine Crawlers, and Queens at this point in time to defend against any potential harassment here from Demuslim. Trying to be annoying with those Lings, but Demuslim able to clean those guys up. Revival doing a great job so far, having that map presence, sneaking by those Hellions and Reapers at times to try to get those counterattacks done, and truly being able to identify what his opponent is up to.
He's definitely looking in very good shape. He's taking no damage at all to any form of the harass the Muslims put on. He's actually ahead in upgrades, and his third base is set up substantially before the Muslims. Of course, he has a third CC, but not quite ready to move it out. On the other hand, we saw Jaedong even more ahead at this point than the Muslim, and he still got absolutely crushed as the mid-game rolled in. The Muslim looks so powerful in that mid-game. Will Revival have a response to the Muslim's mass marine Hellbat mid-game aggression?
We'll see. Do you think, so I guess we're assuming the Muslim's probably going to go for that again. I don't see a reason why not, but we haven't seen the armory started just yet, and by this time in the Jaedong game, it has already started, so definitely something to keep an eye on. Alright, we see some aggression heading into the third base. We got Hellions and Reapers taking down a lot of Speedlings from Revival. Very cost efficient so far is Demuslim with these units.
Yes, very, very cost efficient. Poking in and out. He does not want to get caught by a sandwich like what happened against Jaedong. The armory's being built, and like you mentioned, it's a little on the late end. It should line up. Actually, it's only going to be a few seconds late for those 2-2 upgrades. Not too bad, but he also is going to have to delay that Hellbat production, which you saw was so instrumental in his victory against Jaedong in that series. We also noticed a Revival getting Burrow for his units. This map is actually a very good... Almost getting the full round.
Oh, he gets this around on the Reapers and the Hellions. Great job there from Revival. And now he's going to counter across the map. Demuslim down to, losing that map control, essentially, with that happening. But might try to sneak back out.
He's moving out.
Gotta be careful with these. I don't know if I agree with this. His entire army just got swallowed up.
He saw
the Banelings.
He saw the Speedlings. He's got to be so careful. And this is the disadvantage of losing those Hellions. The Hellions are very helpful when you want to really defend a third base against the mass Zerglings. Trying to do with this small squad of units, at the very least, he's got to get medevacs out there to support him. Oh, the Widow Mines! Oh, the Widow Mine's being just detonated by just a few units. The mass Baney's coming in here with Baney speed. The Muslim's desperately trying to micro. The natural is going to be forfeit,
the SCBs all getting shattered in the natural expansion, and now the Baneling's going to proceed into the main base. Supply depot's getting taken out. Reactor on the starport getting taken out, but that is the least of the Muslim's worries, as what's going to protect the rest of his economy, I'm not so sure. Demuslim down 103 to 61 in supply. The Baneling's heading right for that middle lane. Could this be the end of Demuslim's run through this tournament and the advancement of Revival into the WCS America Premier League? It's looking like it. Demuslim with very little left.
He's got a cluster of SCVs trying to hide off below the main. Not going to work. He concedes Revival. Wow. A nice way to utilize advantage from killing those Hellions and Reapers, taking them out, and then using advantage to go with the counter pressure, knowing Demuslim lost the Hellions and Reapers are the most instrumental units in helping to take care of those Speedlings.
Wow, so Revival taking victory there. Also important to note, this was actually a 3-game series, and that was game number 3. We were not given number 2.
Oh.
So it was not a 2-0 from Revival. Demuslim actually won one in the middle, but we were never given that replay. So everyone is aware it was a 2-1 victory for Revival over Demuslim. Demuslim coming so close to qualifying for the Premier League. Of course, there is your updated bracket. Congratulations to Revival and Alicia taking the first 2 qualification spots.
Well, there's one thing I learned from that game. If you want to take out the Muslim, kill him before he gets the Hellbats out.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. You do like Hellbats.
I'm sorry.
Have you switched back to Terran yet?
I've been thinking about it, but I've actually had a lot of fun with Protoss on the ladder. I've been doing pretty well. I've been playing almost only GMs lately, so I've been moving up.
The subtle little plug of your skills. I've been playing only GMs.
I'm still pretty low in Masters, but it's just
I think I have more points than you do.
You have way more.
Anyway, congratulations once again to Revival and Alicia. They get the first 2 qualification spots in, of course, the WCS America Premier League. Again, all week long, we're going to have more StarCraft 2 matches coming your way from the WCS America qualifying tournament. Again, we start with 512, and we're trying to find out the final 8 who will get those spots into the WCS America Premier League. Guys, tune in tomorrow. It's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, every single day. A little bit of a deviation from what we've been doing with MLG broadcasts at 5 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you note the time difference when you're trying to decide, all right, when am I going to turn on my computer and watch some StarCraft 2? It's 8 p.m. Eastern every single day. And again, if you miss any VODs, youtube.com/official MLGSE2. That being said, coming up next, what do we got?
Rules of Engagement with Ghosty User versus Bomber. That series from the MLG Winter Championships, of course. A very exciting series. Ghost User played some great games. It was actually probably one of the best series of the round of 32 from the Winter Championships. We go into a little more detail about the different strategies that Bomber and Ghost User use in that set.
Awesome. Definitely looking forward to that. Again, that's coming up next on this stream. Before we go, though, MLGProShop.com. Guys, be sure to check this out. We got some deals for you. Use discount code T8HY5X to receive 10% off all merchandise this week only. MLGProShop.com. Be sure to take advantage of that. Just at the very least, visit the website and check out what is available, because there's a lot of awesome stuff you can buy. Again, MLGProShop.com. And guys, that does it for today's broadcast of WCS America. Hope you enjoyed it from Axel, Axlab, and everyone here at MLG. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in a bit with Rules of Engagement. Stay tuned.